Hello and welcome to the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam,
Matt.
and today we're going to be reviewing
Supergirl.
our favourite female superhero. This episode being called Resist. One word, if I was to describe this, and I'd have to say feminist.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
there were crazy drops. There were crazy monologues about just. I was just like, whoa.
Oh, don't get me started on the
See,
since
about
the lockout one.
I thought like about three quarters of the way through the episode, I was sitting and I was thinking about it because it was playing on my mind, and I was thinking they're kind of playing a dangerous game here, and I'll tell you why. Because that's got to. It's like I get it that that's kind of the message. It's a female superhero and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
like, I was just kind of left with the feeling that like that's got to turn like a lot. That's gonna turn a lot of people off.
A lot of men.
Or a lot of people in general, because
You think?
some women as well, a lot of women as well are like, it's like, oh,
I
you're
don't know.
female, you have to be feminist. That's like the thing, you have to be a feminist. You know what I mean? There's a lot of women that are kind of looked down upon and are like, what do you mean you're not a feminist? And it's like they have to explain themselves, and that stuff can kind of, it turns a lot of
Well,
people off.
I
So I
don't.
was
I don't
thinking,
mind the feminism. That's fine. But A, overblown it. Yeah. And B, every man on the show sucks. At least in
um,
terms of. I don't mean like as a character, but in terms of fighting and defending themselves. Mon-El does nothing in this episode.
um,
He's done nothing for weeks. What's he done? Nothing. Cool personality, local character. Dude, does look. He needs Supergirl to save him. He's meant to be like Superman.
yeah.
Dude does nothing. Even Superman's like gonna get battered in the next episode, I assume.
Spoilers. So yeah, basically, I thought the episode was a great idea because I thought, oh, this might be a kind of stalemate episode, like not much was going to happen. But right off the bat, you got ships shooting down and everything. My issue was that it was just National City. You know what I mean? It was just like the siege of National City. I was thinking, why wouldn't they have just gone countrywide at least and just battered everything? But no, they were blasting down from ships. There were soldiers on the ground, and I was thinking that they didn't put much thought into the Daxamites helmets because they just literally looked like a slightly remodeled version of Guardian's helmet. So I was like, there's
Hmm.
tons of Guardians just rolling about. But yeah, I thought it was sick. Cars were getting blown up, people were getting vaporized on the street. I was thinking, damn, that's pretty cool. Um, you had Rhea beam down a little message like, yo, surrender, surrender. You know what I mean? We'll let you live, I guess. And then they have a. You, I'm thinking now because, like, I didn't see the point in kidnapping Lena Luthor. I know, like, it just
I
didn't
think
fit.
she. I think she just likes her.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was just a little weird, you know what I mean? I didn't really, and like the fact that she wakes up. I mean, the bed looked nice. She wakes up in this nice black dress, and she didn't wake up and be like, "Yo, who changed my clothes?"
Mhm.
You know what I mean? One of them ones. So I guess she wants Lena to kind of be the get with Mon-El, and so they can get married and like rule Daxam, I guess, which is a bit random because we kind of yet to see Lena's true colours. Like they've hinted in previous episodes that she may be a little sinister, but in this episode,
Mm.
like it's like she weren't on it. You know what I mean? And you'd think this is a kind of situation where she kind of show her true colours.
Well, if she's going to turn evil at some point, I just think it's probably too soon for them to pull the trigger on that.
Yeah.
They won't get a few years out of it yet.
It was interesting as well. There was a little precursor as well because you had Lillian Luthor turn up, and she's like, "Yo, let's work together to get on the ship and then save them and stuff like that." I thought that there was kind of a lot of kind of recurring characters. My question, because I was left confused at the start, and whether it's because I had a bad memory last episode, but I was like, "What's going down with the Martian Manhunter?" He was like
I don't
carked.
remember.
He was like carked out, and I was thinking, I can't remember what happened to him for the life of me. I guess he must have kind of been knocked out in the final confrontation. I know it's a bit slack not to remember, but I was like, oh, I'm surprised the Martian Manhunter ain't turned up. And then they make a reference like, oh, what would Jean do? And I was thinking, well, where's Jean then? What's going on with her? And then we find him laid out on a stretcher later on. I was like, oh, okay then. What happened
Yeah, I
there?
don't remember either. I got confused because I forgot that your man who plays him also plays the cyborg Superman or whatever the hell we call him.
That was a good performance.
Was it?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked his
Okay.
voice and stuff like that. They brought back hella characters. I mean, Lillian, we ain't seen her for a while. We ain't seen Cyborg Superman for a while. We ain't seen Cat Grant. I mean, oh my god. Like, oh. So, like, basically, a little later on, there's like a conference call, and
Oh, oh,
president's conference call in Rhea, and then she's giving her like, oh, it's weird as well because she was flying she was like, oh, we're coming to you to like Raya, and then I guess Supergirl was listening in, and she was like, oh, just when I thought I couldn't be any happier that I voted for her. And I was just thinking, what? It's like this woman's gonna get herself blown up, she's gonna get Air Force One blown up, she's gonna get probably whoever the plane lands on when it blows up and starts scattering fuselage everywhere, they're gonna get killed, everyone on board's gonna get killed, and then but she thinks clearly kamikaze and is someone to be respected and looked good upon because the F-16 pilots got vaporized. You know what I mean? So Cat Grant kind of hijacks the conference call with the whole Queen of all
this
media,
this was the super feminist moment.
and then
Oh my god.
starts bashing her. It's like, oh, why do we need to? Oh, she's like, oh, we're not guys. We don't need to measure things. We're all strong, powerful, wise women. We can just negotiate terms of peace. And I was just like, if I was
It's just
Rhea,
so overcooked, isn't it?
yeah,
It's like you're thinking. It's like I don't really get. Like if you're writing a show and you have that message you want to put out, fine. But surely there comes a point where you realise you're just overdoing it.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's going to turn
You
people
write that
off.
script and you read it back. You not see like this is too much.
I guess
But then again, last week they did the whole civil rights crap with an alien, which made no sense.
mm, Cat Grant was good. I like her because it's funny how she was like Win, when she was like with Win and stuff like that, and she was like, she called him Winslow and stuff like that, and they were hugging it out and stuff like that. I like that because she used to be a little prissy and stuff like that. So it's good that she's kind of been away for a bit, and she's kind of like less kind of prissy, I guess, to those kind of people. So I like that. I liked her interactions with Win. And then obviously Lillian turns up like, yo, we'll help you, and then they're like, oh, we don't need your help, we'll do it ourselves, and then they end up crawling back anyway. um,
Hmm.
I guess Cat Grant still don't know that she's Supergirl, which I thought was interesting because she was getting all heated and stuff like that and went outside for a breather, and Cat was there and she was just like, you know, nonchalant, I guess. um,
Didn't she know?
She kinda did, but then the Martian Manhunter pretended to be Supergirl and Kara was Kara,
Yeah.
and then, you know, transformation and stuff like that. So then I guess they finally decide to cave it. The president flipping, the plane crashes, and the president's an alien, but it's like cool. I was thinking
Oh,
she was
right,
going to be
right.
in.
Here's I couldn't believe it. Why are they all letting that go?
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I
we'll
thought.
keep your secret alien. No, the entire country has voted for this person on the premise of them being one thing, and they're completely another. An alien is in control of the country, and you're letting that slide.
Is
That's
it?
ridiculous.
It's interesting because I kind of played it up like she was going to be like evil or something like that. Like when she finished her call with Hank Henshaw, and then she kind of flashed like alien. I was thinking, oh, she's going to be like the main villain or something. But it turns out, nah, she's fine. She's cool. You know what I mean? She comes out in the bar and it's all fine and stuff like that. They shrug it off. So, long story short, there's like a little team up, I guess. The Lillian Luthor and whatever. You got Mon-El up on the ship, and it's like, "Are you gonna marry?" Just to be like, "Look, you're married." They were like, "Are you gonna produce an heir as well?" It was kind of like I was getting vibes of Zod from Smallville and stuff like that with Lana Lang. But it's like, it's okay. We don't need you to consummate the marriage because all we need is a lock of your hair, of which we took when you were asleep. So what is there going to be a Luthor Mon-El baby like pop up next season on the random or something like that?
It's kind of like Superboy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of Kent.
I thought I liked Lena's dress when they were getting married, but I think her makeup was a little overdone.
Okay. Oh, I will say, before we carry on, I thought at the beginning it was a bit overdone. It was a bit overly dramatic, but I still kind of like the thing where Alex jumped out and shot, and Supergirl flew up and saved her. You've seen Lois Lane fall out of building 100 times. That's kind of cool.
Uh, I think it's because I did it from a different angle, but every time that happens, I always think when Supergirl goes up, like flies into her to save her, it's like that's broken ribs. I just have that ideal in the head, and it just bothers me now. Every time I see her do.
It's the same for Superman. Whenever he flies and saves someone, he would break them. He's a man of steel, but he's got to go with it. It's part of the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so when they're on board the thing, on board the ship, Supergirl.
Well, we've got to give the plan, haven't we? So basically, they end up going to Lillian, and Lillian's like, right, we've got to jury rig the Phantom Zone projector, and that's going to act as a teleport, so we're going to beam you up to the ship, but we need a distraction. So Cat Grant goes on the media and is like, just basically like very left-wing political message. I mean, that's what all these things. I just figure that's got to turn people off, because it's just liberal. It's really kind of liberal stuff, just getting thrown down your throat and stuff like that. There's the whole feminism thing. Then there's the whole political climate as it is today. And like, I swear, every episode it's like, make whatever great again. They make them jibes and stuff like that. Like, there's been about 10 of them this season already.
But that's not exclusive for Supergirl though. That's what's going on in the world, especially in America right now. There's all over the shop. You watch any show, you got political things in there. This is what it is.
Yeah, 1 or 2, not 10 in like a season. I swear, every single episode they make that quote. I swear, I've heard it so many times. So. I'm not saying it because, okay, it bothers me a little bit, but I'm saying for like, they're gonna lose viewers. They've got to lose viewers off that.
But it's the CW, isn't it? They know what audience they're going for.
Yeah, but they ain't got the viewers to lose.
People,
yeah, but
the younger. Exactly. So no 40-year-old is watching the show.
A lot of conservative people watch that, I feel.
Who cares? That's politics.
I'm just saying.
You know, they have their audience, and this is what their audience want, I guess.
Nah. Because that's in stark contrast to the other season. So anyway,
like you said, it's always been in it, and they're still going for it. So
yeah, they kind of get onto the ship, and like Cyborg Superman does his little R2D2 thing where it comes out his hand, and it's literally like R2D2.
The mum, Lillian, is it?
Yeah.
And Supergirl have a conversation.
Yeah.
And
this was the precursor I was talking about.
Oh yeah, go on.
Oh well, when she was like, how come you haven't told Lee? I thought she would have made a bigger thing about Lex, you know what I mean? But she was like, oh, why didn't you tell Lena? And she was like, no, I'm not going to tell her, because when she finds out for herself, she's going to end up hating you. So.
Yeah, but which I suppose that is a precursor. But she's like, oh, she's going to find out you've been lying all this time. What do you mean all this time though?
Yes.
They've only known each other a few months, haven't they?
Yeah, it's not like it's not like because you know in Smallville, like Lex would always question Clark. He'd always be like, "Yo, is there something you want to tell me? Do you want to tell me a secret or something like that?"
From the very beginning, from the first episode, that was the entire thing throughout the thing. Like, it was always hinted that Lex knew more about Clark, and he just couldn't get him to say it. They've only known each other a few months, Supergirl and Lena, so it's not like it's the same thing there.
Yeah, it's not
might be in a few years' time.
It's not like Lena's literally turned around and been like, "Yo, are you Supergirl?" and she's been like, "No." You know what I mean? There's never really been there, and I'm pretty sure, like really subliminally, I'm under the impression that Lena probably already knows she's Supergirl, and it's like stuff like that. But I think she'd be able to explain it away. She's like, of course I'm not going to tell you. It's not because I don't trust you. It's just like to. I don't know. It's convoluted, but they'll end up just throwing it back in their face. So yeah, they're on the ship, and like Mon-El fails to slap someone up, and he needs Lena to shoot him. So they're milling around trying to escape on the ship, and it's like, oh, this panel's deadlocked. That's okay. I'll take my tiara off, push it into the control panel, and that'll open the door. So then there's like the little reunion. Lena's gassed that Lillian's come and like to help her, and then there's a real awkward thing with Mon-El like, oh yeah, Cara Danvers told me to come and save you, and then they're just staring at each other, and I was thinking, are they gonna kiss or what? That was so random. So yeah, they make their way to escape the ship, and then obviously Lillian just teleports her Cyborg and Lena off, and then it's like, yo, destroy the Phantom Zone projector. But before he can, Supergirl just happened to take a little summon off him somehow. I guess that's what Winn did when he bumped into him earlier, and it's like some weird control that they managed to like. Well, she sends Mon-El away and decides to confront Rhea like, oh, I'm gonna let her submit before some proton cannon blasts a ship out the sky. So there's a confrontation with that. There's a bit of slapping, and then you see heat vision come and destroy the cannon, and like Alex is like, oh nah, we're without the cannon, what are we gonna do? And then basically, long story short, Superman flies in. I was underwhelmed because I got my hopes up a bit. I was just waiting the whole episode to see if Zod was going to turn up. I thought the end of the episode was going to be Zod turning up, but now I'm starting to think that maybe the end of the finale is going to be Zod turning up.
God, I don't want Zod to be the villain in the next season.
I do.
Why? He's a Superman villain.
Yeah, but it's great. It's good. I like him. I like it. I like the kind of stuff he does.
It's like, why would he not go fight Superman? It makes no sense.
Well, it's interesting. It's like, why would he turn up? Why would they bother putting him in at all then? They could just not bother with him. They said like the Superman and Zod stuff's not going to overshadow the finale, but I want it to.
What's the point? If you're going to do Zod, you might as well just make Zod the villain in the first season then. It's not bothering about Non and whatever else that crap was.
I don't know about that.
Oh.
I'm interested, but I figure if they just plop him in one episode, I'll feel like that's pointless.
Well, I'd rather that.
Oh, no you wouldn't.
I would.
No you wouldn't.
I would.
Because if it's really good, you're going to think to yourself,
if you bring in Zod in, you might as well bring like some Brainiac and everyone else, and let's make this a Superman show.
At one point, when Rhea was trying to converse Lena into the marriage, and she had the little shot, and she was like, "Oh, what's going on there?" And she was like, "I thought she was like about to blow up the prison that Lex was in, but it was like, no, it's just a Luthor Children's Hospital." I was like, "Ah." That's a little batty. I figured Lex would have, if they had it nationwide as opposed to just National City. I was thinking Lex probably would have escaped. That's what I was thinking. If anything, I was thinking he was going to pop up as well, but no.
You would have heard about that.
Well, I don't know what to say. Let's talk numbers. What was also sick as well, which is going to go into my report, is like when the Daxamites zap into the Daily Planet, and then Guardian comes in and batters them all, and then she's like, and then she's like, "Oh, thanks, James," and then it's like, "No, I'm Guardian," and she's like, "Look, I see your eyes through the slit." That was great. That was good, Cat Grant. You know what I mean? That was the best part of the episode when she dropped that. It's like, that weren't no liberal feminist rubbish. That was just a good joke. You know what I mean?
I'll go with a 7. You know what, 7. I would do it. There was some stuff I liked. There was some action pieces I liked, like Cat Grant outside of that whole conference thing. But I was left cold by some stuff. And
calm down.
I'm not really into where it's gone at the end of the season.
What do you mean?
So I just think I hope I wanted a big action fight scene that I don't think we're gonna get. I don't see. We've already seen Rhea, whatever the hell her name is, have one fight, which was kind of okay, but they're not going to do another one, are they? So
I think it's going to be an all-star team up. I think you're going to have cross streams. Picture the scene: the National City sky. You got Rhea and Supergirl slapping each other up, and you got Superman and Zod slapping each other up, like crossing, like that. That looks sick. But they
it would look
probably,
better in the Superman show.
yeah, I don't know, but it could be interesting. I'm hoping to see some decent
You're not going
action.
to see Mon-El up there, are you? What is the point of Mon-El?
I'm just trying to work out how Zod's gonna get there. It's just
Phantom
random.
Zone. They've got a Phantom Zone projector. They've already put it on the damn show. Bob's your uncle.
That's gonna be so
Haven't put
random.
that before. I mean, he's in the Phantom Zone. He's Zod. He gets out.
Well, how do we
Yeah.
know?
What do you mean, how do we know?
How do you know that for sure? If
It's Zod.
none wasn't in the Phantom Zone,
Zod will be, won't he?
I
Where
don't.
else is Zod going to be? Zod would have come to Earth a long time ago, wouldn't he?
I don't know about
Superman's been. See, that's the other thing as well. Is like, has Zod already been on Earth? Superman's obviously been Superman for a long time. Lex Luthor has done this thing, so has Zod already been about?
that. I know. That's the
I don't
answers we'll
know.
get. I'm wishing it's an extended episode because I don't want there to be much talking. I just want it to be just a beast episode. I'm going to give this one a 7.5. I thought Superman just flying in at the end, I thought that was underwhelming. I guess we kind of get a kind of look at, even though we've seen him before, the fact he blew up the cannon straight away before he flew in, that was like, yeah, that's Superman like, isn't it? It's like, yo, forget your weapons, I'm going to fly in and slap her up and apprehend her. So yeah, I was a little disappointed that was the final scene in the episode, just like, Superman?
What's she calling him Superman as well?
I don't know, because there's like people listening, like, there's people about, I guess. I thought that was batty though, so yeah, 7.5. There was a couple funny bits, but really, I was just level like blushing when they were just doing their monologues. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Cat and Supergirl's conversation outside was all right.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a positive scene.
Yeah, Cat Grant was really good. I'm not saying she was like a game changer, but I'm left with the feeling that,
I think she's better in small doses.
yeah, I think they're putting themselves in a position with, I don't know. So yeah, I'm Sam. I'm leaving it at that,
I'm not.
and we'll see you in the next episode.